How's it going, everyone? Got a lot to talk about in this video. A new report is suggesting that the next Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Ghost Recon are further out than initially planned. Of course, those are the major titles from Ubisoft, and we've got a bit more Ubisoft discussion to go into in this video. I'll give you guys my opinion on all of this as well, since you guys know I have some thoughts on Ubisoft these days, but nonetheless, we'll get to that. And also, Piece Odyssey gets some new information for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox, and PC. Now, as you guys know, we'll talk about this news. I am not a big One Piece guy. I got howled in the comments section by a ton of people when I first talked about this game, telling me to watch One Piece. Trust me, I've been hearing that from my boys for a long time as well. We'll get to that in a little bit. But first of all, let's talk about the next Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Ghost Recon. As noted by PlayStation Lifestyle and coming from Kotaku as well as Bloomberg, there's a lot to talk about. The new Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Ghost Recon games are reportedly further out than Ubisoft had initially planned. That's according to Kotaku sources. It was recently reported by Bloomberg that Ubisoft is also priming itself for a potential buyout, and the idea of a buyout is something Ubisoft has been planning for a little time. Kotaku spoke to several senior Ubisoft developers who have revealed years of internal struggles that have led to a potential sale. Back in February, Bloomberg noted that Ubisoft planned to convert an Assassin's Creed Valhalla expansion into a full-on game, so that was something that I think a lot of people took in different ways. The company reportedly has no new major releases coming anytime soon and needs something else as a stopgap title and something to bring in some revenue. And Kotaku is also reporting that the next Far Cry and Ghost Recon are suffering the same story, and their next entries aren't on track to release as Ubisoft had wanted. And on top of that, the depressing news for me, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is not looking good, and its development is rumored to have bled a lot of money. There's a lot of other notes. Kotaku pointed out Ubisoft shares were at $110 a piece back in July of 2018. Now they're down to $41. And again, Ubisoft employees that Kotaku spoke to noted that the company was looking to sell for quite a while now. So, a lot to talk about there. Yes, I personally believe, maybe you guys think differently, that Ubisoft has lost a lot of steam over the last few years. Maybe that's just a personal, that's just me from a personal standpoint, just because I don't like the direction of Assassin's Creed. I feel like none of their new IPs have really resonated at a high level. Like Riders Republic, Steep, those games were like fine games, but nothing that really clicked and became big titles. Even The Crew, and credit to them, they've been supporting The Crew, and The Crew's like headed into like year 5 of its content, The Crew 2 that is, so good for them, but those games have not resonated at a higher level. And I'm sure, they just announced this new multiplayer battle arena title. I don't know how that's gonna work. Obviously, there's been talks of NFTs and everything like that, but in my opinion, like, Ubisoft is just not how I viewed Ubisoft in the past. Like, you guys remember when, like, Far Cry 3 came out, Assassin's Creed was at its peak? That's when Ubisoft, in my opinion, was, like, a goated, publisher. Well, you're also talking about, like, Splinter Cell Blacklist in 2013, like, around that 2011, 2013 time, and maybe that's just because, that's when I was growing up, and I was in, my late teenage years at that point, and I was playing a lot of their games and enjoying them quite a bit. These days, like, yeah, Far Cry comes out, okay, fine, I'll check it out. Assassin's Creed comes out, and I'm not even into those games anymore. You guys know how I feel. I know a lot of you guys do dig those games, but they're just not for me anymore. And you'll have the odd Immortals Phoenix Rising come out that I actually did really enjoy. It's, again, from a commercial standpoint, that game didn't seemingly do gangbuster numbers, and I don't know how committed Ubisoft is going to be towards that in the future, but it does seem like they have another one of those in the works, and we've been asking for a brand new Splinter Cell for years, and at this point it does seem too little too late. Like, why is it taking this long for a new Splinter Cell? And we'll get that Splinter Cell remake, but when's that going to come out? Probably not for a very long time. So at this point, I look at what Ubisoft's got on the horizon. Okay, they apparently have a new Far Cry in development. I think everybody was expecting that. Another Ghost Recon game. Let's see if they can get back on track after Breakpoint. And another Assassin's Creed that I'm sure commercially will do fine. It's just not something that gets me super excited, but maybe you guys disagree. And as far as a potential buyout, it'd be interesting to see who acquires Ubisoft's plethora of IPs, because as, down on Ubisoft as I've been over the last few years, you're talking about Prince of Persia, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, what else? Splinter Cell, the Tom Clancy Division games. You're talking about all these IPs that you can acquire, and even if, you know, they're not being utilized to their full extent right now, or how a lot of people like myself would want them to be utilized, there's still a lot of potential for somebody else to come in and steer the ship the right way. And of course, Beyond Good and Evil 2, that's just absolutely depressing to me. I even talked about that game yesterday, and yeah, I'm losing faith if we're ever gonna get that game. I think I should just rest those hopes in peace, but you know, it is what it is. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Definitely interested to hear from you guys. Alright, moving on from that, complete stark shift here. One Piece Odyssey gets some new information coming from the Japanese website of the game, as noted on Twinfinite. The story sees the Straw Hat Pirates stranded due to a powerful storm on an island named Waffled, which is full of natural beauty and apparently surrounded by storms. They are separated from their friends, and the Thousand Sunny has been sunk. Luffy and his crew set out on a new adventurous journey to escape from the island surrounded by storms. So it does seem like this is a game that a schmuck like me can just jump into and have a good time, and I think that is what they are going for. And again, when I last talked about One Piece Odyssey, I talked about how this anime has like 1,000 episodes, and that's just like a little bit of a hard sell for me right now when I got a lot of games to be played. But yo, it seems like whenever I talk about being down on an anime, you guys come at me. First it was One Piece because I wouldn't give it a chance based on its 1,000 episodes, and then the last time I talked about Demon Slayer, a bunch of you guys on the comments just came at me and be like, bro, what are you doing? You gotta give Demon Slayer another chance. Yo, I get it. A lot of my boys are super into One Piece. A lot of my boys are super into Demon Slayer. I know a lot of them are into like Jujutsu Kaisen as well. Those just haven't really clicked with me at this stage of the game. But One Piece, as far as an RPG goes, look, I'm always happy to see anime games do well, because for a long time, it seemed like anime IPs turned into video games. It was just a death sentence for them to be rated a 6.5 out of 10 and never be mentioned again. I'm talking about the original Naruto Ultimate Ninja on the PlayStation 2. I'm talking about DBZ Budokai 1 and titles like that. Budokai probably did pretty well, and Budokai 2 and 3 were pretty damn awesome. I don't know how they did from a review score standpoint, but I just remember all the anime games I was super into as a kid, 6.5 out of 10s or 5.5 out of 10s. You guys remember DBZ Saga? I enjoyed that game. 4.0 out of 10 by the critics, and I'm like, what, bro? But One Piece Odyssey, on the other hand, I'm sure if you're a fan of One Piece, you're probably super excited for this game. The idea of a bigger budget RPG, yeah, that's probably gonna get people pretty excited, and One Piece is just, you know, I know the cultural impact One Piece has had. I don't know if it's had that cultural impact over here in the West, but in Japan, One Piece is just a gargantuan manga. And even over here in the West, like, again, all my boys talk about it all the time, and they love it. I even, like, I'm in a group chat, and they'll just post scans of the manga. I'm like, bro, have you heard of spoilers? Can you, like, stop it? Maybe I'll watch it in 2026. But nonetheless, I'll definitely play this game, and it is coming in the fall, so nice to see some new details come for that as well. Some screenshots are available as well. I know I've just been rambling, but some screenshots are available, and visually, I think the game looks pretty decent. I mean, it's not like it's a next-gen exclusive or anything like that, but I think it looks fairly good, and I don't think, you know, we need technical brilliance out of any anime video games. You just need it to appeal to the audience that's super into One Piece, and then if a schmuck like me can get into it and enjoy the game as well, hey, more power to them. But that's gonna do it for me. Again, let me know your thoughts on everything going on with Ubisoft. Some unfortunate news there, but hopefully everything gets back on track, because at the end of the day, as down as I am on Ubisoft, they've got some very, very iconic IPs under their umbrella, and you want to see those IPs be utilized as best as possible. And then One Piece Odyssey, let me know your guys' thoughts on that. I think the game looks pretty solid, and I'm hoping it turns out well. And by the way, another one of those games announced this year, coming out this year. Hoping to see more of that. Really happy we got games like this. Some of those Square Enix JRPGs, they just get announced and boom, ready to be released shortly thereafter. But that's gonna do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.